What's up, guys?
How's it going?
New Tuesday.
Another beautiful Tuesday.
Monday 2.0.
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel. Monday 2.0.
How's everybody doing today? We got a few people in chat already. David Martin, good to see you. Dark Soldier, Ben Corubius. What's up?
What's up, man?
Getting the crew in the house.
Anybody watching the replay, make sure you hit that thumbs up and leave us a comment. Let us know you stopped by.
Absolutely.
And please, if you get the opportunity, take a moment, share it out there, let your friends know. Let's get everybody in here and have a big old party.
An outdoor party.
Hi, Dave Fishing. What's up? Well, hopefully yesterday was our last frost. Our average last frost date is April 21st. And, yesterday, the 22nd, it was a pretty heavy frost. So fingers crossed it's over. I started planting yesterday afternoon, and this afternoon I'm getting a lot of peppers and other stuff. I was worried about getting too cold planted.
Mm-hmm.
Peter. What's up, Peter?
What's up, Peter?
Peter. So what y'all been up to since last week? Grant, sounds like you've been doing a lot of garden stuff.
Yeah, I've been trying to get it going now that we're going to turn straight from winter yesterday to summer. We got a couple of days of 70s and 40s in the lows, and then it's straight to 80s and 60s for the lows. So summertime's here. Got to get all the summertime veggies in the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Hey, Ben turned 55 on today. You wear that well. 55.
Happy birthday.
Congratulations, old dude.
Yes, sir. Pat on the back for still kicking there.
All right.
Yes. Cheers.
I think gardening, I don't know what it is, but that just seemed to be the thing. Like everybody needed to have done a gardening video last week. Grant, you did one. We Go Fishing did one, and then I saw like 6 or 7 other channels that just it wasn't even related to us. That was just what they decided to do. Peter was the same way. He spent a little time in the garden.
Yeah,
and that was my weekend. I was just kind of relaxing, chilling out. Savannah had stayed the night with her friends, so Rachel and I just had a relaxing weekend at the house. I spent some time in the garden and just was chilling out.
That's good. That's important. We
needed it.
We had some excitement Friday evening. We were on our way home from our daughter's house on, if anybody knows San Antonio, 1604 Friday rush hour traffic, and we have a blowout in the car.
Oh,
yeah. So here I'm, me and Audrey on the side of the road, changed his tire, got stuff ready, and then a young man pulled over, him and his family, and he got out and offered a hand and helped me change the tire, and it was great. It was good to see somebody, do something like that. It was nice. Give him some money, buy his dinner or something, we told him. But he didn't want to take it, but we convinced him to. So that's good to see that some people out there are still like that.
Yeah, I agree with that. We need more of that.
So now I get to take her car to Discount Tire tomorrow and pay $1,000 for new tires because they're all looking bad. I was looking at them. I'm like, they're getting old, a little bit of dry rot. But I'm driving to Michigan and back. I'll get them changed after Michigan. So this is probably a blessing to have it happen now because it definitely would have happened on my way to Michigan if it didn't happen now.
I do the same thing when I'm driving. Like my opinion on tires is like, if I can put 1,000 more miles on these tires, that's 1,000 miles I'm not putting on the brand new one. Like I'm saving and then of course, I'm notorious for like having the occasional blowout on the side of the road on the way to the beach.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just glad it's over with. And then my truck, I had vehicle issues, man. Yesterday, I was moving vehicles around for something. I had to do something with her car. Put air in that tire. And I was going to put air in the truck, and the truck wouldn't start. It's the push button. You step on the brake and push the button, and then dings and dongs, and then it starts, and it wouldn't start. And I'm like, what the hell? So I got my little jumper pack out and tried that, and it took it down to like 20% because it wasn't 100%. Then I hooked the jumper cables to the wife's car, and I got started, I'm like, is it the battery or just, usually you can tell. You turn the key and get a Coke or whatever, but when you don't have a key to turn, it's hard to diagnose it. So I turned it off, after a minute, started right back up. Ran it for a minute or two, turned it off, started right back up. I was like, okay, something fluky happened. I don't know what it is, but if the battery is down, it shouldn't restart it within a minute. You know what I mean? It didn't charge long enough. And so then this morning I got up, I had to actually go into work and get in the truck, and it don't start. And the good thing is I charged that jumper pack. So I put the jumper pack on the battery, and she started right up. So I'm like, okay, good. I get to work, bought tacos for everybody, told them my sob story. About midday, I had to go to the dealer to get new temporary tags because my temporary tags are about to expire and I still haven't got my license. And then on my way home from there, I stopped at AutoZone and went in as a young female. I'm like, can you test this battery for me? She comes out with me and she puts things on it and so it reads good. And I'm like, and I started up, yeah, it's reading good. She goes, I said, there's no check engine codes. I don't know what's going on then. She goes, does it have another battery? And in my mind, I'm like, oh, it don't have another battery. Man, it's a new truck to me. And I look over across the other side, I'm like, oh, it does have another battery. So she throws it on that one and it tests good. And here's the thing, usually these parts store people nowadays aren't really mechanically inclined. They just got to look it up. No, that one tested good too. And I'm like, what the hell? She goes, maybe it's reading across the batteries because they're interlocked. She goes, let's disconnect one battery and then we'll test them. Disconnect it. Sure enough, one of the batteries is bad. So $200 later, new battery in the truck. But yeah, kudos to her for being more than just put information in the computer and give answers that way. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Man, yeah, you need to give a pat on the back to her. Like,
yeah, definitely. She diagnosed it and said she sent you on your way. Good deal.
I told her that was good. I felt
and
like
that $200 that you spent on that battery, you saved so much money on diagnostics at the dealership.
Oh, yeah.
For doing that.
Yeah, and I got a warranty on it, but it's like, if I bring it, is there going to be something that's covered in the warranty, or am I going to end up having to pay anyways? You never know with warranties, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That worked out well.
I'm not a fan of warranties. And you lucked out with cars nowadays being the way they are. They all look like electric shavers. You're lucky that they didn't make you replace like the ignition computer along with the battery,
Right. Well, what's funny is when I popped the hood on Audrey's Buick to jump the truck yesterday, I'm looking around like, where the hell's the battery? And then I seen this red cover, and there's a post there, and then there's a piece of metal, and it says ground, but there's no battery there. So wherever the battery is, that post goes and connects to it. So yeah, it worked. But I was like, I remember we bought my daughter Buick Skylark. I think it was a Buick Skylark. And her battery went dead. I had to pull the driver's side front tire off and their inner fender liner off to get to the battery.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, Jesus, designs. And then I see these shops nowadays, some of these modern pickups, the shop pulls the cab of the truck off to get at what they need to get at on the motor, to work on the motor. I'm like, that's crazy. But everything's good, folks. Everything's good. Life is good.
I don't know what to say about that. I get mad at just I had to send my Chevy to the shop the other day because it got into a position to where it's beyond what I can physically do on it to fix. So had a mechanic. I was talking to him on the phone just by happenstance. I was talking to him and he's like, I was asking him about some other stuff and he was like, well, if you ever need your car fixed, you just come to me. And he seemed like he was kind of looking for some work. Real nice guy. Loved everything he said prior to that. I was like, you know what? I've got this Silverado's been sitting here for a couple of months that I haven't been able to drive. Come over here and get it and just send me a bill. Just tell me like what I need to do to get this thing going again. Actually, I keep forgetting to call him. It's been a week ago now. I haven't heard from him.
Oh, he hasn't contacted you yet?
He came and picked it up, and he didn't even charge me for towing it. So to me, that's what's that, like $200, $250 that I saved just in having him doing that.
Well, that might be on the invoice.
Oh yeah, you're right. It might be. I don't know, but just having it allowed me to get to the driveway and kind of do some cleanup work out there, which I needed to do anyway. And having someone else work on it allows me to kill two birds. So I still got faith in it.
By now.
It's been sold off as junk.
Scrap metal.
Yeah, scrap metal. Give me my $300 check.
You see them towing cars down from here to use for parts and stuff all the time. There'll be one little car with two little cars in tow.
Yeah.
Down to the border.
I get hit up, oh man, probably a half dozen times a year. Somebody just pulls up, they see that Silverado, and they just ask me like, hey man, what do you want for it? And I always tell them, because a drivable vehicle to me is worth its weight in gold. If you have something that runs, when it doesn't run, it's a problem. But as long as it runs, you have, a means of transportation. And so I don't drive it much, but I do drive it. And whenever they come up and they ask me about it, I'll tell them I want $5,000. Give me $5,000. And for years, they were like, no, get out of here. That's ridiculous. They wanted it for like 2,000, something like that. And I actually had a guy probably 3-4 months ago. He's like, okay, I'll do $5,000. And I was like, well, I didn't actually expect you to take me up on that. I guess the price of cars went up to the point to where a junker is now 5,000 or something.
You need to bump it to $10,000.
I should have taken the $5,000. Honestly, the $5,000 is probably worth more as a down payment than that. But
probably so.
Yeah.
That headliner.
I know. I did rip that out of there, but it's still got some drippings. Dad Martin says the sister-in-law's battery is in the back, in the floor next to the spare tire on a Volvo. I think I had a friend that had a Subaru that was like that.
Man, it's crazy.
Yeah, Kyler's Camaro, it's in the trunk.
I've seen motors where they have to pull the intake manifold off to get to the starter. It's like, what the hell are we doing, engineers?
That's one of my biggest beefs with some of those ones like Mercedes and BMW is like the oil change is so expensive just because you have to like remove crap to get down to it.
Yeah. I'm learning the maintenance on the diesel ain't going to be cheap.
Yeah. But it's a diesel. That thing's like stout.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And looking at the dealer's website that I bought it from, and it said, we give veterans lifetime oil changes on any vehicle they buy from us, new or used. I was like, well, that's awesome. So I was in there today to get my temp tags extended, and I brought that up. And one of the managers came over. He goes, oh, I know you bought that big dually Dodge. And I said, yeah. I said, it said that your website says you can get a free lifetime oil change. Oh, that doesn't apply to diesels.
I knew he was going to say that.
Yeah, I figured he would too. It was too good.
You're like, then don't just fill it with unleaded. Then I don't care. Just do the damn oil change.
Just like a free year of car washes at the bathtub or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And their policy is no dualies. At least when I called them, they transferred it to my wife's car. So.
Oh, that's nice of them to do that. I was going to say, get yourself a little Taurus. Do it like what you're supposed to, what they expect you to do.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, Gunpoint Long, we're getting ready to go do some fishing.
Yeah. We're going to be talking about him in just a minute. He's got some stories, man. He got himself a new all-time best fish.
Ooh, cool. Very cool, very cool.
So
where is the best place to fish?
You know what? Let's we got everybody here. So you guys in the chat, what is the best place to fish? Like if you have that absolute dream, like somebody was going to say, hey, we're going to send you all expense paid to go fish anywhere in the world. Where are you going to go? I was thinking about that earlier. I was like, I don't know where I would go. I would love to do, like maybe South Africa. Maldives is one I would love to do. Tahiti. But what's the best? I don't know. I'm probably going to go Maldives, I guess.
For me, there's just too many to pick from.
It's a lot.
Yeah, I see some great fishing off of Panama. Of course, Australia would always be awesome to go down there. New Zealand. I mean,
Costa Rica. Excellent call on that.
That is a good one. Yeah.
I have done Costa Rica, and I'm dying to get back. I love it down there.
I have not done Costa Rica.
Azores, that's a good one.
Good. New Zealand, yeah. Oh man. Where can I get the biggest tuna? What kind of tuna do you want? You can go on the East Coast and get some of the big bluefin tuna.
Yeah, if he wants the biggest, I'm gonna. What do you? You know, it's like South Carolina for those guys, New Jersey or something.
Yeah, somewhere off the East Coast.
OBX, just Outer Banks.
Mm-hmm. Wrong. Case in point.
Amazon, yeah.
True.
Yeah, I'm not interested in the Amazon. I don't think.
Dang it.
I do have a desire to get down there to the Amazon. I would really like to check that out. Probably only once, just to say I did it.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems like that kind of place. Been there, done there.
I want to do everything that Jeremy Wade has done once, and I want to do it better, and then I don't ever want to do it again.
Yeah, Ben, you got my kind of luck.
He said, if I had a chance to fish a dream place one time, I'd get it wrong. Case point, paid $1,000 for a 6-hour trip in Hawaii, and we never saw fish. Hey, I appreciate you saying that, Ben, because that Mexico run that I did, spent a couple $100s on that trip that we did that was rough. And that was my call. It's entirely my fault that we did not catch any fish because I was the one telling them I wanted to fish for what we did. I shouldn't have done that.
I agree with Peter.
You got tuna or lobster, the giant, just give me seafood.
All the above. So,
Lobster's fun, yeah.
Alaska is one of my buckets. So, Alaska, halibut, lingcod, that kind of stuff up there. And I probably won't do it now just because I'm breaking down so quick. I've always dreamt of one of those Canada fly-ins where, you fly into the remote lake. They got a cabin there for you, a little boat and motor and gas, and then they leave and you're there and you just spend a week or whatever fishing that lake. I would love to do one of those.
Yeah, I think that would be pretty neat.
And yeah, it's an interesting choice because I think that, and a lot of people are saying like similar, and I might have led the conversation in that direction, but like my immediate thought is, sunny beaches and coconut drinks and like that kind of fishing thing. And that's just kind of me, this is just kind of what I like in general. So when I think really, really good fishing, I don't think cold weather stuff. But that having been said, it's going to be the cold weather fish that are going to taste the best. You might not get, a 700-pound tuna or a 700-pound marlin or anything like that. But the fish that you are going to catch are going to taste better. If your choice was Alaska.
You can get 400-pound halibut.
I have not had halibut, so I couldn't speak to how that tastes. Well, but halibut's going to taste.
Yeah, you sell that.
It's going to taste amazing. But the 400-pound halibut is not the same as a 400-pound tuna.
As far as
the fight's not going to be the same.
Ooh, I don't know. Halibut's put up pretty good because they're like a flounder where they turn sideways and that big wide body. I don't know. I'd have to catch one and then I'll tell you.
Yeah, but they're only like half a muscle. Like all the muscles on top. Now the ones underneath, that belly meat, I bet it's really, really tender, but they don't use those muscles.
All right, we got to make you go catch one on a little Barbie rod.
I want to do it. It's on the bucket list. I definitely want to see Alaska.
So spearing the Great Barrier Reef would be a pretty neat video.
Yeah,
it would. But I agree, gnarly sharks.
Yeah, that's a completely different ballgame, but also super high on my bucket list is going and doing some stuff like that.
There you go, Ben. Ben's not talking about it; he's doing it.
Mm-hmm.
That's where we're all getting it wrong. In September. All I got to say about that is he better have a really nice camera.
Look, I know everybody. Tony's saying he's agreeing with you about the tuna being top. No, that swordfish we caught. Even the guide said, you tie an equal sized tuna and swordfish tail to tail, the swordfish will drag it all over the place until it's dead. That thing took 6 guys taking turns cranking it up. Granted, it was 1,000 foot down, and the tuna we were catching were near the surface. But still, that was a beast.
I could see swords being, I could see a sword being more of a wicked fight than a tuna. But I just see the tuna just wailing on a halibut.
And that freaking marlin that I caught, that was a hell of a workout. I'm telling you, that is a fight. But those tuna we caught weren't the big one. I mean, 200-300 pound tuna, that would be no joke.
No doubt. I want to see David go catch a tuna. I didn't realize he had him up there talking about a $1.2 million tuna his neighbor caught.
Damn.
Yeah. Also, Farmall, if you ever need a company on any live streams, I got your back, buddy.
Not on that one.
I'd do it. Come on. What's Day saying? People generally want to go places where there's a lot of fish, but in my opinion, I think it takes away from the merit of fishing a bit. You're not wrong about that. I don't disagree.
Yeah, but if you're spending a lot of money to go somewhere, you come back with 1 fish versus 10 fish. That's even going offshore, You spend all that money on gas and bait and all that stuff. You kind of want something to show for it.
Yeah, definitely want to catch.
I have fun catching regardless. Like I had fun. I got skunked on an expensive trip, a charter down in Mexico a couple months ago. I had a lot of fun doing it. Like I'm not going to say it was a bad experience at all. But it would have been nice to have caught something. And ideally the purpose of paying for a charter or something, and maybe that's a traveling thing, but if I'm investing, I really do want to try to get into something memorable. It doesn't even have to blow anything out of the water, but
when we were in Jamaica, we found our own charter and we caught 2 blue marlins in the one day, about half a day, right? And then we were coming back and we're eating it in the restaurant. They cooked it for us, and some guys talking about they're going on a fishing trip, and we were wondering how we did. We told them how we did, and but they said they're going with the resorts boat. And I was like, okay, well, good luck. They caught 1 small mahi-mahi, and that was it. The whole boat. And and it was a boat full of people. For us, it was just the 4 of us on the boat. So felt kind of bad for them, but do your research.
Though I will say, speaking to what Ide was saying, I will say that if given the opportunity to go down to say Panama and hang out at what's that ranch that what's his name? Robert Field.
Los
Buzos.
Yeah.
If I could spend a week hanging out at Los Buzos with Robert Field, is it Robert Field, whatever his name is? Robert Field, hanging out with him for a week and just being down in that element and getting to fish in that bay for rooster fish right in front of the hotel. I don't need a 600-pound catch to make that an amazing thing, to make that a really fun trip. That would just be cool. That experience of getting to hang out down there, catching. I could catch the exact same stuff that I catch here in Texas and be totally content. Taking it back to the beach, cooking it up on an open fire, that whole experience. And the experience does play into it. That's part of the thing where it's if you want to go somewhere and go on an epic and amazing trip, part of it isn't just, necessarily the fish that you're targeting. It's just the experience in general. Nobody's going to say, I want to go to New York City or Los Angeles. They have bluefin in Los Angeles, and nobody's saying oh yeah, I'll go get some bluefin that's easy in Los Angeles.
Yeah, no. Hey, fishing without a boat, Are you poking at me? I did do one of those.
So did I.
Video one time. Yeah, probably one of my worst videos too.
Yep, same here.
Did it once. I've been skunked well more than that, but that's the only video of it.
I don't like posting those, but down in Mexico, I posted that because it's like, I'm sorry to say, I invested the money in it. I got a lot of good footage, regardless of whether or not I caught anything. I'm going to post the damn video. I'm going to get my 135 views.
And you did the video kind of like, you want to go fishing in Mexico? Here's what you can do type video. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what you do.
Yeah, I got to show the locals on the boat taking you out. It was pretty cool.
Yep.
What's Ide saying? Doing it occasionally is fine, but what I mean is living in that place and always fishing there. Now that is a completely different conversation, actually.
Yeah, if you live there, then you should have a pretty good idea of how to catch them.
And also, you know, like we have like those monster redfish. There are times a year where you can come down here and catch those. The monster redfish come pushing through. You can catch those every single day as long as the weather lets you do it. Sheepset down here is like that. Like there's just a certain time of year where you can go down, and so long as you are physically able to get out there and do it, you're going to catch the damn things left and right. And it's not necessarily about that. Like I've had plenty of days where I went out and caught a bunch of sheepshead. I'm like, you know what? Like I don't want to make 5 sheepshead videos. I do YouTube, so I have to, you know, frame of reference. I have to talk about it from a video standpoint. But I go catch a bunch of sheepshead. Even though they're there the next day, I'm going to be like, you know what? I kind of feel like going and getting some trout. Like I'm just in the mood for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's not something I can do, I guess. I mean, I could go after catfish or go after bass or go after bluegill.
Or crappie.
You got your options up there.
Yeah.
I mean, your differences are going to be like you can. So what I would think is, and we've had days like that when we're up in Wisconsin where it's like, you know what, we're going to go do some bass fishing, go have some fun and enjoy ourselves. And then the next day we'll go do a bunch of bluegill and just have a blast going to town on some easy, fun bluegill fishing and then having a fish fry that night. That is like one of the single most wholesome experiences I've ever had in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
I like it. What's up, Monica?
Hey.
So did we come up with the best place to go fishing? I think every person is kind of different. You might have some like things, but
my answer is in the water.
Wherever I can fish. Yeah, there's that, and then there's bucket list. Grant, bucket list. I don't think we've heard you say a bucket list. Like, if money not being, time not being an issue, where's one place you would like to just go and fish?
I like the Alaska. That's what I've always said. If we were going to go on a cruise, I wouldn't want to go anywhere but Alaska.
Same here.
I can see
I
that.
have no interest in cruises, but the wife wants to, so I said, well, we do Alaska one, I'm in. That's it.
Now, if David Martin ever figures out the fish up there, you know, big tuna and trout and stuff I've never caught up there, that could be a bucket list.
Yeah, you would like that.
Oh, okay. So this is a funny one. Peter says, I'd like to go to Alaska for salmon, and I agree. Now, can we add like some kind of caveat, like there's no rule, like no bag or size limits or anything like that?
Why?
Because if that's the case, I want a great white shark, like period, bar none.
Okay.
Go get your great white shark in.
One of these days, I'm going to get one by accident. Like accident. Ben says it well. The whiskey mantra. The best whiskey is the whiskey you like the way you like it. Same philosophy with fishing. Yeah. I like great white shark fishing in Texas. Or anywhere. I'll do it in California.
Yeah, anywhere. if I had to live in one place and could only live there and fish there, it would be hard for me not to pick Florida. Just because you can go fish the Gulf, you can go fish the Pacific. You got down by the Keys, besides that, whatever's going on with the fish down there, all the opportunities to fish different species and the clear water and snorkeling for lobster and all that stuff.
Yeah.
It'd be hard not to pick that if I had to pick someplace in the U.S. I wouldn't want to live in Alaska. I want to go up there and visit and fish, but I don't want to be there during wintertime.
I think if I had to choose one to live, that's a tough one. Like, I would really, really, really think very seriously about Cozumel because of the time we spent there, because of how much Rachel loves it. You know, that plays heavily into it. If that didn't play into it, I would very seriously consider Costa Rica. I think that would be the place.
I think I'd be good at Costa Rica. I just don't think my wife would.
But you know what? My wife would love it. She's just so hell-bent on Cozumel that she doesn't, like, she's got the blinders. She doesn't want to see anything else. She knows her Cozumel. She wants that. It might be very, very similar to her, but she doesn't care to even look beyond what she's got. And I don't blame her for that.
Did I say the Pacific from Florida? I meant the Atlantic. I see Ben saying you can fish the Pacific from Florida. You just have to drive a long way. Yeah, across the whole country.
What's up, Nanner? How are you doing, man? Well, we'll talk about this in a minute, but we have an interesting thing that everybody's been doing in the server. We'll speak to that in a minute, though. Nanner, you're one of them. Yeah, my father's former business partner retired to Florida with his boat and likes it. I imagine that you could like that. I'd put Florida higher on the list than like.
Yeah.
Like, I would like it in South Carolina. Or I would love it in Florida.
Yeah. Yeah.
Monica, you can't be too far away from the Great Lakes. You got to be closer than I am. I think I'm about 9 hours from playing hooky. She's like 6 hours north of me.
9 hours playing hooky. You know, he's like 2 hours away from my brother-in-law. Every summer, I keep trying to finagle something to get over there, and we just start to schedule it. You got to schedule 12 people. You know what I mean? To make, or I have to in order to make that happen. But I try every year.
Well, Canada, you can saltwater fish in Canada. You can freshwater fish in Canada. Freshwater, you can catch trout, grayling, pike, walleye. You know, almost everything you catch in northern United States.
But it is cold weather fish, and they have a different taste to them, man. And my 2 cents on that, like everything we catch up there, people turn their nose up to stuff that I'm like I've eaten gaff top. This is good. I don't know what you're complaining about. Drum.
I don't know what Fisherman and I are both talking about. You can do that here in Texas, throw 20 pounds of shrimp in the water just to catch a damn fish. How's that different? But I don't see as many people fishing with shrimp in Florida as I do here in Texas. No, we never used it.
You know, there's a lot. There's so many people fishing over there. It is more competitive. There's more fish. There's more species. It's easier to get in front of them. But I think they're also super line shy over there. I would have some concerns about that. It being more difficult to actually catch a fish. It's hard to explain.
I see a lot more snook get caught in Florida than I do in Texas.
Oh, absolutely. But, well, I'm going to say it. Not many people eat snook, but then again.
Blackfin tuna.
That's true. And you can get those within sight of the city.
Yeah, land, yeah.
So you think the offshore fishing is Better or worse
In Florida?
in Florida?
Better. You don't have to go as far.
I'm going to say it's
You don't have to go as far
better
for
than
the
your spoiled.
Legion. Yeah.
we have to drive where we're at. We have to go 60, 80 miles offshore to what they can get 5 miles offshore.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a big
Gotcha.
difference.
But we also don't have the same competition. Like if we, since we have to drive 60 or 80 miles out, I'm not competing with 15 boats.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm not competing with the Blue Top Legend to try to get, some snapper.
Gotcha. All right, so who's buying a farm in Florida for us all to move to?
I like this. Yes, Grant. We need to start a cult. That's what we need.
A cult.
You get the funding, I'm in.
I don't know. It seems like every time, because my line of work, we had to look at cults for certain reasons, and it seems like they always end up dying or killing each other or killing themselves. You know what I mean? It never really ends well for a cult. Just saying.
That's because they were doing it all wrong. We're going to do ours right.
Okay. A fishing cult.
Yeah. A Florida fishing cult. That's good. It's got a YouTube channel written all over.
Yeah, that's what Wild Japan said. My Mako that I had, I was afraid to take outside the jetties here just because the weather's never really good for me. But man, when I was in Florida, you'd be in a dang rowboat and get out there in the Gulf or in the Pacific, depending which way you want. When we were in the Keys, just because there's no like forced channels that you have tide and wind and all that jetties. It's just open. You just go out there. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah,
I wonder if the jetty fishing is the same. Like, is it as competitive? I bet you money there's 1,000 people with GoPros all over, like, all those jetties in Florida.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's a ton of YouTubers out of Florida. Definitely.
I have a hard time with that already down here in Texas. And, man, they kind of stick to some pretty specific spots, too. It's not hard to get away from them.
Yeah. Packard gets at least 3 or 4 different YouTubers I see at Packard all the time.
Every time I go there, I see a couple of guys who just like, that's their haunts. And I got nothing against them for that. Like, I get it. I'm jealous. Like, I won't even lie about that, but it can make it a little difficult to get a spot. Not those guys. Like, a couple of those guys that are out there all the time, like, I got no problem with them. They're out there all the time. They're earning their keep. But those days when you get out there and it's just like a pretty day and there's 150 people on that jetty, that's
yeah.
I have a hard time with people, so this is
I'm not a big fan. I'd rather go fish the surf than fish the jetty.
Variety is the spice I like. I like it. I like being able to do it all. I gotta change it up.
There you go. That's about 4. Texas fishing, coast fishing ain't bad. It's just Florida has some advantages as far as water clarity, close to deep water, all that kind of stuff.
Danny, that's a heck of a point. You can't spear the jetties in Florida. And on top of that, you're going to have a harder time because the fish are so used to clear water. They are a lot more spooked.
Oh,
you have a harder time getting up on the fish.
I would imagine.
Yeah, that makes sense. Clear water, they spook.
Yeah. We have that problem in Cozumel bad. Trying to spear fish over there, you have to have those 5 and 6 foot spear guns. With Danny's probably more averse, like better at that than I am. I'm used to a 36 incher. I'm used to muddier water to where I can get up close to them and get them. But down there, like in Cozumel, we had to have the 5 foot spear guns because you have to have that distance on them.
Yeah. Hey, it's getting close to that time.
Yeah, it is. Let's get some stuff up here.
Let's look at some new personal best and other stuff like that.
We got some good ones too. We got some good stuff coming up. These are our photos of the week, and this is brought to you by the premier fishing and hunting Discord server. There is a link in the description down below. If you have not already checked that out, you really need to. Come and join us. Come share your pictures, share your experiences with us, so that we can all live vicariously through your adventures. And you get to share them with everybody else. Starting off with the guys who got outside, got some fresh air, and touched grass this week.
Nice.
Relax. You were talking about how you hadn't, I saw him in the chat a minute ago. I think he's still here. You're talking about how you haven't been able to do any fishing in forever, but you're sending pictures like this. I don't know why you don't have a bait in the water when you're doing it. You got a gorgeous spot there. Also, David,
Ooh,
that is gorgeous, man.
That's his backyard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was just like today when he woke up.
That's pretty.
Beautiful spot.
And then we got Daywa enthusiast, Walmart enthusiast, and my mother-in-law, Maxine Kesey, wanted to send in some pictures of the beach so that everybody can see what the sunset looks like tonight.
Nice, nice.
Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate you keeping me jealous. Haven't been able to make it down there in a minute, and she's kind of rubbing it in on me.
So they still haven't added on a room for you and Rachel? The pool house?
Yeah, we haven't been able to get down there and do anything in a minute. It's Rachel, she's a teacher. She's got testing and everything right now. Like they've got all the end of year stuff that they're doing. So she's just wired tight right now.
Looks like the surf's up a little bit.
Yeah, it's been a little choppy. Yeah, it has been.
It always is.
And I got to say something real quick on this. You're going to see a lot of this. Like, I'll be honest with you, I don't understand fully the joke that's going on here. We have somebody in the Discord server. I don't remember which gentleman it is, but I believe it's Daiwa Enthusiast. That's his name. So everybody is harassing Daiwa right now by changing their names in the server to Walmart Enthusiast and things along those lines. You're going to see all of those names and all the pictures today because I was not about to sit there and try to dig through who's Banana and who's like the, Big Hit Savage and all of our regular guys. So you're going to see all the pictures from our regular guys, but they're all harassing Daiwa right now. I believe it's Daiwa.
Might not be able to vote
about
for
that,
him.
let me know in the chat.
Might not be able to vote for him.
Yeah, right. Because guess what? You're going in the Hall of Fame. Whoever wins is going in the Hall of Fame under your joke name. So making me laugh, I appreciate it, but also jokes on you for that one. Starting off with, we got Social over here, got himself a couple of nice snook, and then we have Pen Enthusiast.
Very nice.
Nice. He's got a good mix there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's a multiple day run. And that guy in the bottom right corner that I just covered up, that's his PB drum.
Oh, black drum, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Not a bad little catch.
Social's got a little tarpon over there, doesn't he? Is that a little tarpon?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's Social's got himself a tarpon and a snook.
Nice snook.
Yeah.
Good fish.
Next up, we have the Ugly Stick Devotee.
So that's a new name. Isn't that the usually Big Hit Savage guy?
Yeah, I think
Normally,
so.
yeah.
Let's see.
We got some salt and some fresh.
And this is one of those, I say this like every week. I'm not even going to apologize. There's no way I'm putting all of his photos on here. He must have posted 15 different saltwater species alone, not to mention 3 or 4 days worth of the freshwater. I'm not even apologizing for that because if I was to fit in all of his photos, there's no way you'd be able to see any of it.
That's funny.
These are the highlights of what he's pulling.
He's killing it.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, that he's a workhorse.
That's a big old carp.
And then next up, we got the Akuma Enjoyer.
Good Lord. I like them perch.
Yeah.
That's a tasty looking cooler right there.
This is another one. He had a whole bunch of fish. Like I wasn't even going to begin to try to post all those pics in here. Just could not physically do it. These are the highlights. And as you can see, he's also a big time producer. Both of these guys are part of our waitlisted club. They're catching a lot of fish.
Yeah, that bass looks, I guess it's the shadow. It looks like it's got a bigger mouth than its body.
Oh, he stretched that thing.
Good job, Okuma.
Keep them coming, man. Next up is Bestus and Anbam. Gorgeous shots on those bluegills, by the way. That just looks like a beautiful day out there.
Yeah. Wes has got to show more of the fish and less of his hand.
Yeah. That crappie, he was all proud of that one crappie. He's got so much mouth on that thing.
Yeah, it looked like he's choking the one to death.
He had to stretch it out, man. That's the new thing. All the kids are doing it.
Got me wanting to eat some bluegill now.
Right. Especially, those are some kind of like that. One of the couple of those guys, those are some pretty stud looking bluegills.
Oh, yeah, those are nice ones. Definitely.
Unless I think he's just sitting there fishing from the bank, too.
Maybe really small hands. I don't know.
It may be. But hey, I can appreciate that as somebody who's, I'm like 6'2". I've got like decent like basketball player hands. So I don't apologize for, like getting the fish out there in front of the camera like that, because otherwise I'm going to just dwarf anything that you're looking at, and it's just not fair.
Bluegill sandwich. Yeah, that sounds good. Ooh, that shark by the tail, right by his leg.
That's his first shark.
Ooh, could have been his last. He's not careful. Yeah. It's nice though. You also got the whiting over there.
Isn't that a walleye?
On the right? No, I don't think so. I think it's a whiting.
That's a walleye.
Are you sure?
Pretty sure.
It's hard to tell from that angle.
Also, that's
a whole different
truther.
That's a whole different person. I thought that was all one person.
Oh yeah, no, different guys. That's Mini Klez, Rolf, and Shimano Truthers.
Yeah, I think you're right. He's got the big eye, the wall eye.
Yeah, like he's looking down. And look at the ground behind him. You got those rocks, dirt, and that grass. You're not going to find that where you're finding whiting.
Yeah, good call.
And congrats on that shark, Rolf. Keep them coming, man. Get yourself a big one.
Yeah, that's a pretty good sized first one.
That's not too bad, yeah. Good eating size. He's in Florida. I don't know if they're allowed to do that there.
Depends on the type shark it is.
True,
Right.
true. So this is his personal best fish.
It's a huge freshwater drum.
That is a stud. I think it weighed in at 20 pounds, and he got himself his lead angler with that.
Nice. That is a good one. Nice crappie over there.
Mm-hmm.
But that drum just dwarfs the rest of them.
Yeah. And he caught that on a lightweight outfit, a lightweight, medium weight outfit, and he's working on the video for it now. He's the Iowa fisherman.
Very cool.
Yeah, Tony here in the chat. That's Rolf. He's the one that got the shark.
Okay, cool.
And yeah, I want to see you get a big one, man. I was excited to see you get that one right there. And of course, yeah, congratulations on the new elite angler. Next up, Day. You still in the chat there, buddy? This was his week. I forget the species. It's not one that we're familiar with here. He's in the Canary Islands, but that's a slick grouper.
Yeah, the grouper looks really nice. Is that the same fish? The other one looks different, don't it? Or no?
I believe it's the same fish. It's just he had to get the one with the sun in his face, and
Yeah, that's a much better picture.
There it is. He says it's the Abadejo grouper.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty neat fish. He's the one off of the coast of Spain, right? The islands.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too, Ben. Do more vertical jigging. I'm building a slow pitch jigging rod right now.
He says, yeah, it is the same fish. He had to get his separate pictures of that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the one with the light in front is a much better picture.
Yeah, that's a good one. It's a good shot. One to be proud of. Gunpoint saying that his channel, it's Iowa Fisherman 99, uploaded a new video this week, and he's working on the drum video now.
Sweet.
It's a Pendejo group. Someone had to say it. I don't blame him.
No, I agree.
What's up, Hero? How are you doing, man? Good to see you. We're looking through all of our best fishing photos for the week here. And next up, we got Lucky and Schmikey Schmurda.
Ooh.
I said Mikey Ducky.
That is a nice pike.
It's pretty.
Not just a nice pike. I really appreciate the time and effort they put into getting that photograph.
Yep, good picture.
Lake in the background.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it could be 16 inches long, but the way it's stretched out there, like that looks 32.
I'm fine with it. It gets you all the details so you can really enjoy how beautiful of a fish that is.
Yep, I agree.
It's pretty. Nice largemouth and bluegill over there.
Yep.
He was tearing up the bluegills. Caught the bass, I think, at the last minute, but he was just having himself a good old bluegill day at first. Oh, and I didn't even know that. Happy belated birthday, Ducky.
Yep. Happy birthday. Oh, man.
Nice. Smallmouth?
It does look like a smallmouth. Wow, that's a big one.
Yeah, and oh gosh, I forget. I want to say it was like a 5-pounder.
Man.
It was one to be proud of. It was a stud.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like at least a 5-pounder.
Yeah.
Pretty.
That is. Wonder where he's fishing at.
He wouldn't say. I tried.
Couple nice catfish in there and another bass.
Yeah.
And I want to say Travel Mania, I believe that's his first catch of the year, if I'm not mistaken. So worth every ounce of excitement on his face for that one.
Yeah,
anytime you're able to break up that first fish of the year.
Thick thighs.
We got Michael Hot's Heart, Thick Thighs, and Vestuvian. Oh, and a little side note on that. If for any reason I accidentally misspelled your name on any of these photos by complete accident, it is entirely possible that accidentally I did not want to actually say your real name on camera. So if you have any issues with any possible misspellings of your name, change it to something that I'm not embarrassed to say on camera.
Well said. Well said.
What is that Michael has?
Tuatog.
Oh my goodness. And then Hot's Heart, what is that?
Trout?
Is it? Might be.
Yeah.
On fly rod.
It looks similar to that one that Thick Thighs has.
Yeah, just a lot. It's skinny and long.
And Basuvian, it makes me happy to see him getting fish. That dude works hard.
Yeah, been a little while, Bastuvian. Good job.
Yeah. Get yourself down here to Padre Island, man. Let's do some fishing on the island when you get some time off.
Ooh, spring turkey.
Yeah, we got Daiwa again, Kiwi, Firefly, Nick G, and Dark Lord.
Nice variety.
Yeah, I like that perch again.
Yeah, beautiful shot on that, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Almost see the whole fish. Yeah, there's some nice fish there. And a turkey bird.
Rounding it out, yeah. All right, so that is it, guys. These are our photographers of the week. These are all the photos that are up in the running for that. Of course, we are about to select the best pictures in order to be added, or the best picture in order to be added to our 2024 Wall of Fame. Of course, Ide is here, and he is defending his win from last week. Who is it we need to add to the board? Our options are Ducky, Pen Enthusiast, and Ide. He's trying to get himself a second win. Vote now.
Vote it. I got to go with A. That's just a great shot. And a great fish. But all three of those are really good fish.
I agree. Yeah, I'm not even gonna. I got redfish, like for one, the great shot of the redfish. I love that he's out there doing that. But if we're gonna add a redfish to the Wall of Fame, my 2 cents on that is like, look what you're up against. Like you had Ben with a 42-incher.
Yeah, that's true.
And that grouper, to me, that's sick. Like you're getting yourself like this grouper out on the islands off the kayak. I want to see more of that because I can definitely see that added to the Wall of Fame.
Yeah.
But that's the best picture of a pike that we've seen since we've been doing this.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, the grouper's right there. But yeah, that pike.
Yeah.
Definitely an honorable mention for C.
For sure.
Yeah.
It's like A is running away.
Yeah, one C and everything else is an A.
I feel like I'm in the 7th grade laughing at this.
Ben. If Ben ever discovers a new species of fish, that's what it'll be named.
Is anybody else? Are we missing anybody? We got a few people in the chat here. I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We got like 3 other people. Is there anybody else that has not cast a vote? You got like 30 seconds here. If anybody else wants to do a pendejo vote joke, now's your chance. Throw them on there.
Forever hold your peace.
Yep. You got like 5 seconds. Because I'm not going to lie, actually, to be completely honest with you, 3 or 4 votes is not even going to begin to sway this thing. It was an 11-1.
The landslide.
Yeah, it was a landslide. Ducky, congratulations. That is an excellent catch. Pen Enthusiast, Ide, you guys are killing it. You're doing an awesome job. Also, big pat on the back, Gunpoint. It currently holds the record for the biggest freshwater drum. And so that gets an automatic inclusion onto the 2024 Wall of Fame. Anybody who has the biggest fish of each represented species in the server gets automatically added on there. So congratulations to all you guys.
I agree with that. Sounds good.
Goals.
Oh, sure.
So on that note, it is that time, guys. Closing arguments before we shut this thing down. What can we expect to see from everybody in the next couple of days here before we do this all over again next Tuesday?
I got nada.
I'm taking a weekend off, huh?
Yeah, I got other stuff to take care of.
If the weather will cooperate for fishing, I would love to go fishing.
Ooh,
So
I like to see that.
we've got a chance of rain for the next 7 days. So we'll see what happens.
Fish don't mind if it's raining.
Man, I tell you what, Grant, what you should do, suck it up. And I having done this, I know exactly what I'm saying. Just get yourself some clothes that you're willing to ruin. Go out to the lake in the middle of the rain. Go wade fishing up to your neck and make that video. Like, I would watch that. That's just weird enough. And I could see you catching a lot of fish doing that. And I can see that being a video that's like, oh, I have to click on this. I have to see what the hell this guy is doing.
Yeah, I mean, if it's not lightning, I don't mind fishing in the rain. I've done it.
Yeah. Yeah, lightning's a whole other story.
Yeah.
But definitely going to try to get the garden finished, planted, so stuff can start growing. If you hadn't seen the last garden video, check it out.
Yep.
And make your own and jump in on this. Everybody's doing this garden trend. Like, go make yourself a garden video. Check out Grant's video and check out We Go Fishing. He also did a garden video. Check those guys out. Then make your own video, and we're compiling them all together.
There you go. Well, gentlemen, I think it's our time.
Have a great week, everybody.
Oh, 1 second. All right. I'm behind here. My apologies. Guys, have a wonderful week. Thank you for hanging out with us. We really appreciate it. We look forward to seeing everything that you're doing this weekend next Tuesday when we do it all over again. Check out all the links in the description down below. We'll see you all in the next one. Have a good night, guys.
Peace out.
Peace.